Hello, happy Tuesday. We've had a lot of very important topics and talks here on the weekly update, but none as important as this because the Browns season is upon us. And the Browns are going to win the Super Bowl this year. I'm convinced of it. And so I wanted to go through the schedule and make my predictions. Let's see how accurate I can be. The first game is at Kansas City, and that's a tough one. Obviously, they've been to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row, but I think we're hungry after last year's playoff loss, and I think the Browns go in there and shock the world and defeat the Chiefs on the road, breaking their terrible record of week 1 games. The next 2 games are easy home games. We play the Texans and the Bears, so there you go, 3-0. Then it's at the Vikings and at the Chargers. Those are 2, decent teams. The Vikings obviously know us well because it's Stefanski, and the Chargers have a new coach led by local product Brandon Staley. Went to college with his brother and was good friends with his other brother when he was in high school. So out of respect to their family, I will say we may lose one of those 2 games. So now I've got the Browns at 4-1. Next come 2 more wins at home versus the Cardinals, home versus the Broncos. I mean, my 7-year-olds are addicted to Madden now, and they would never pick one of those 2 teams. So that tells you what you need to know about those 2 teams. Home for the Steelers. So now we're 8-1. Okay. Then there's at the Bengals. There's a win, 9-1. At New England. I think they'll be actually all right this year with their defense and everything, but we're going to say 10-1. Then home for the Bears. That's 11-1. So then you got a tough little stretch here. There's 3 weeks. You play at the Ravens. Then there's a bye week, and then home for the Ravens. So, all right, maybe we lose to the Ravens one of those times. They still got Lamar Jackson. They're a stolen franchise with a bunch of cheaters, but we'll say we split that. So now the Browns are 12-2. Then they're home for the Raiders, who by that point will probably given up on the season. So there's 13-2. On Christmas Day, they play at the Packers, and that's a tough one. It's always tough to go to Lambeau and win. It's going to be fun to watch on Christmas. I know my wife's going to hate it because we're going to be laying around for 3 hours on... Oh, that's a 4:30 game. She won't hate it that much. She likes the 4:30 games much more because she feels like we can at least go do something after church then. All right. So now we are at 13-3 because I will admit we may... Or 12-3. We may lose... Well, we'll lose one of these games, all right? We play at the Packers and at the Steelers. So, all right, now I got us at 13-3. Then a home game the last week of the season against the Bengals, and the Bengals are going to be playing for a draft pick by that point. So, 14-3, best record in the AFC, and home field advantage in the playoffs. That is my official prediction. The only thing to keep in mind is that I was also predicting the Browns to be about 12-4 the year that they lost every single game. So keep my predictions, take them with a grain of salt, but I'm going 14-3, AFC North champion, AFC champion, and Super Bowl champion, Cleveland Browns. Let's go Browns.